What's up, geeks and gamers? It's Jeremy coming to you with another video, and today, this JayZ Rock Nation story is playing out exactly like you would think it was playing out. It has nothing to do with the on-field product for the NFL. It has nothing to do with football. It has nothing to do with making football more entertaining or better, or helping the sport move forward as a sport. It's bringing all of this insanity into it, all of this crazy nonsense, all of this victimization. And when you have people like Jemele Hill getting involved, Jemele Hill, who got fired from ESPN because she couldn't quit with all of her SJW pandering and all of her identity politics. This is why she is no longer at ESPN, because she was a ratings killer, because she doesn't care about sports. She only cares about being a victim. And now they're having to bring Robert Kraft into this, and his relationship with Trump, and JayZ's relationship with Robert Kraft. And Robert Kraft knows Trump, so if JayZ knows Robert Kraft and Robert Kraft knows Trump, then JayZ must be supporting racism, even though Trump's not a racist. But that's what they like to tell you. So it's all these different connections they try to make. Oh, well, okay, well, this guy knew that guy, and that guy knew this guy, and that guy knew that guy, and that guy knew this person, and this person knew that person, and that person was a racist. So therefore, they're all racist. It's just... And now you've got Colin Kaepernick's girlfriend getting involved, showing the thing with Robert Kraft and JayZ, and they're pointing out how they held a Meek Mill in prison, and how they did a criminal justice reform organization. But she's trying to say that Robert Kraft is racist, even though she's pointing out that Robert Kraft is doing great things with JayZ, and all because Robert Kraft has a friendship with Donald Trump. Oh my God! Like, this has nothing to do with football. Nothing. And to my point though, JayZ though, look, I don't like this idea, and I'm not a fan of JayZ as a rapper per se. Don't get me wrong, I like some of his songs. I think he's a brilliant businessman. I think he's an absolutely brilliant businessman, and he knows what he's doing. And I ain't hating on that at all. I don't like the move from the NFL perspective, and I don't like that bringing all of this nonsense into it, but it is what it is. JayZ's a businessman. The NFL is desperate to try and virtue signal, because that's exactly what this is all about. This is not about them feeling like they have to do this for the right reasons or whatever. It's a PR move for the NFL, and it's a business move for JayZ. Both of those things are the reality of big business in the real world. But then you have these people, these social justice warriors, that they can't stand for anything to happen. So they're trying to bring all of this nonsense that has nothing to do with football into the equation. I even saw somebody in the comments right here, if his I'm talking about JayZ, if his partnerships results in something good, then because the powers that be have money, Caucasians, sometimes you have to deal with them in order to get things done. Exactly. We got to do more than just protest. We eventually have to work with the enemy to get things done. Robert Kraft is helping JayZ create a criminal justice reform organization, working with JayZ to get the release from prison of Meek Mill. And they're saying that's the enemy because he's a white man and he has a connection to Trump. My God, man. Like, this is... this has nothing to do with football. Here's what football fans want. They want football. They want to talk about football. We want to watch football. We want to argue over football. We want to debate football. We want to talk about fantasy. We want to talk about betting. We want to talk about if our team has the right offense or the right defense, if this head coach needs to be replaced, if our starting quarterback is needing to be replaced, who we're going to draft next year, who's coming out of the draft, what schemes are in play, who we're going to trade for, free agencies coming up, yada, yada, yada. That's what football fans want to talk about. This conversation has nothing to do with football, and it's never going to have anything to do with football. And Jemele Hill's first tweet about this was, Colin Kaepernick better be involved. Colin Kaepernick better be involved. Where is it at? Did I already pass it? If Colin Kaepernick isn't part of this, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Very curious to see the details. And then somebody tweeted and said, he's not involved. Right there. He is not involved. And then she goes, oh, that speaks volumes. Because everything's centered around Colin Kaepernick. He's not good enough to play in the NFL. If he was, he'd be there. And what I mean by that, just so we can give clarification, because apparently people aren't smart enough to understand what I'm saying, okay? Colin Kaepernick is good enough to be a starting or either a backup quarterback in the NFL based on talent alone. The problem is that he brings too much noise, he brings too much controversy, and his talent does not outweigh the noise that he will bring, so he's not worth the trouble. It's a lot like Tim Tebow, and I'm a big Tim Tebow supporter and fan, but Tim Tebow could never be a legitimate quarterback in the NFL, and he could never be in the position to be a backup for a year or two to maybe develop and learn and get the system down, because the noise was so loud around Tim Tebow because he was such a lightning rod. He was such a mega star. So no team was like going to go, let me bring Tim in. Maybe he'll start, maybe he won't. But if he doesn't, we're going to have to set him on the bench for a year or two. But you can't do that with Tim Tebow. And you can't do that with Colin Kaepernick at this point. I was a fan of Colin Kaepernick when he was at the San Francisco 49ers. I thought he had a lot of potential. I liked him a lot. But then when he regressed and he lost his job, he decided, hey, I'm going to be able to profit from being a victim because my new girlfriend is teaching me how to be a victim. So instead of flexing my muscles and driving Ferraris and hanging out with hot porn stars, let me just go ahead and play the victim. And that's what he did. And he's done really well at it. But he is not worth the trouble he brings to be a starting NFL quarterback or even a backup at this point. It just ain't going to happen. But that's what their whole conversation, is surrounded by. So yeah, that's what this is. This is creating talk that is not about football. And football fans want to talk about football. I know it's a crazy idea, isn't it? But that is exactly what football fans want. We will continue to see how this works out. Again, JayZ is a brilliant businessman, and I don't fault him for what he's doing. What I do is I fault the NFL for making this decision and bringing a bunch of nonsense into it that has nothing to do with the on-field product. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to Sports Wars. Have a great day, and we will talk to you later. Hey everyone, it's Jeremy from geeksandgamers.com, and if you're a fan of Geeks and Gamers, please go to our website, visit our merchandise store. We have t-shirts, hoodies, hats, beanies, tank tops, and in the very near future, we're going to have many more products for you to choose from. So thank you for the support. We appreciate it. You guys have a great day, and we will talk to you later.